Well, hello again, Internet. It's me, Dakian, coming to you on a Monday to ramble about miniatures. It is Monday the 6th of April 2020. And just a quick note, in case you're wondering where some of the miniatures you saw last Monday have disappeared to, they're not going to turn up in this episode. It's because I had a extra episode on Thursday, a midweek ramble, where, because I've been painting so quickly, I had already finished some stuff, so I put up a quick video, and yeah, this is a continuation of that. So if you missed that, go back and watch it. It's there on my channel. Anyway, on that episode, these guys were almost finished, and now they are finished. They're completely done. A big team of bandits, and I've given them all red masks in honor of the Defies Brotherhood, yeah, they were really fun to paint because, as I think I've mentioned, I really like mid-miniature sculpts. They have detail, just enough detail, not too much detail so that it gets cluttered. I'm looking at you, Games Workshop. But enough to make it interesting and alive. And I've tried to paint them semi-uniform. I mean, they're not wearing uniforms, but I thought, you know, they're bandit band. Maybe they have the same cobbler. So they got all the boots at the same place. So I painted the boots mostly the same color, and the jerkins are, you know, the same leather round. And generally they have the same shades of gray and green in their other stuff because, you know, I assume they buy their pants in bulk, or they have one local weaver who produces the cloth they use. And yeah, there's too many of them to show you individually right now. There'll be still pics at the end, as usual. And here you can see that I've finished all of last week's slate. You have the violet fungi, who, I mean, it looks really basic and simple, but honestly, that's the way they're painted in D&D books. Just one color, essentially, with some highlights. And this one, I could work with the pustules or whatever on it, at least in some different colors. And here's the shriekers. One of them has actual mouths open, shrieking. The other two are not. They're sort of quiescent. These are all bones, by the way. These two were translucent. These three were not. And here's those fungus patches in metal. These are from the normal Reaper line. And they were a little tricky to paint. A lot of different details on them, trying to get them differentiated and clearly, so linear. And I've even rushed ahead and finished a couple of the other Bonesium miniatures. We have the Death Dog, which is just a very simple two-headed thing. I forgot to fill this gap, but I don't think it matters very much. It's just, it's so dark, and it's such a simple, basic figure anyway. I don't think anybody will care. This thing is called the Battle Guard Golem, but I don't think it is a golem, actually. I think it's a Warforged, because it looks more like it is actual armor bolted onto a superstructure, the substructure. And he's carrying pouches on a belt here at the back, and actually using a sword. So I think this is like I said, a Warforged, and it could possibly be a player character. Anyway, so that's a ton of stuff finished. That's 20 minis. Huh. Well, what else am I working on? Now, I've managed to fit all my current works in progress on my little cutting board here. So In the back, we see the witches. And I finished the faces on them, started the hair, and just put some black on all the robes and hats and cloaks that are going to be very dark, either black or dark gray or dark blue. In the case of Daniog, she's in the examples I've seen, is wearing mostly very deep blue, while Granny Weatherwax wears black or dark gray. And I've realized this model of Granny Weatherwax is not the standard model. This is the special version, where she's wearing a ball gown for some reason. I forget which book that's from. I think like she's, yeah. Her normal appearance is like the stuff she's wearing here when she's riding the broom, and there is a model of that, which I didn't have. I'll have to go get that later, maybe next year, next Easter. I'll paint that one. But they're coming along, and then I've started the rest of these bones, mostly just some. They're primed, and I've put on some very rough base coats on some of them just to get an idea of what to do with them. These are not final by any means. I'm not really certain about this bright blue, for example. On her, I've put on several colors, just sketching it out. I'm painting her with the cap off. And this is because, I'll show you. So you see, if I were to put this on, it would cover the back of her almost completely and make it really impossible to get in there and paint it. But the disadvantage of not having it on is that I've trimmed this peg a bit, and the fit is still not completely perfect. There's a slight gap there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to paint the inside. I'm going to paint this figure fully and the inside of this cap, the underside. I'm going to glue this on, and then I'm going to gap fill and prime and paint over that a little bit. Try to do this carefully as possible. And the final stage will be to paint the top of the cap, the outside. So it's going to be a little bit more involved of a process, but it should be fine. And what you're looking at here is my latest haul from Reaper. I placed an order because I wanted some more Easter themed minis. They didn't have that many. I got this witch. Again, witches are Easter related in Swedish folklore. So, and I found this Easter mouseling with a big egg. And that was about it for the Reaper, for the Easter related stuff. Then I decided, because I've been painting so much fungus lately, to get these mushroom men, who I believe are from a previous Kickstarter. And I got 2 packs because there's... yeah, I felt like I needed some extras. The bonus mini this month was Lashana Larkmore the Wizard. And then I just filled out the order to get the right sum for free shipping with some common stuff like the Flesh Golem and the Iron Golem in bones, and 2 monsters in metal. Conjunctivus, who is a sort of... it's hard to tell because there's 2 halves of him here. It's sort of a beholder wannabe with fewer eye stalks. And then we have this little marsh troll, a simple troll dude. And, you know, since I've been keeping up the pace and painting so rapidly lately, I thought I would actually start prepping just about everything here. I'm putting Lashana aside because I don't have any good ideas for her. But the rest of this I will start prepping. And of course, yes, I have to add something from the Kickstarter, from the Bones 4 haul. So I'm being conservative in adding one monster from that, which is a Zorn. It's called something else in Reaper, but it's a Xorn or Zorn from D&D. This three-legged earth elemental sort of monster. So that's all going to get put in the pipeline for next week. And you know what? I'm not sure, because I'm totally off work this week. It's the Easter vacation for schools. I might have to do another midweek ramble. You know, keep an eye out for that. It'll be probably on Thursday or Friday if that happens. So watch your subscription feed. But otherwise, I will certainly be back next Monday with another Monday Miniatures Ramble. Until then, just click like on this one, subscribe if you haven't done so, comment about what you thought was especially interesting, and I'll see you in half a week and a week, perhaps. Until then, Dakian is signing off.